On a silent night in Caracas, when the clock struck 2 in the morning, the city was surprised by an operation that would change the fate of Venezuela. Delta Force, one of the United States' most secretive and deadly units, was preparing a mission to capture Nicolás Maduro. The plan had been prepared for months, and the CIA, together with Mossad, gathered detailed information about the dictator's routine. The intelligence managed to detect how Maduro dressed, what he ate, and the times he went to bed, the number of guards and the blind spots in his defense. This information was vital for Delta Force to plan a capture and extraction. In this video, you will understand in detail how the capture operation took place and why it was carried out so quickly. Welcome to Life in the Barracks. Based on the data provided by intelligence, the United States Army built a faithful replica of Maduro's bunker. There, Delta Force operators trained tirelessly for days, simulating every detail of the operation. The goal was clear: enter, neutralize, and extract the target without error. At 2 o'clock in the morning on January 3rd, F-35 fighters cleared the way, destroying Venezuela's air defense systems and creating a breach for the helicopters carrying the Delta Force operators. Explosions lit up the sky, making night appear like day.
To several selected targets.
While confusion took over the Venezuelan military bases, the helicopters flew low, almost skimming the rooftops of houses in Caracas to escape the radars. The approach was quick and silent. By the time of the invasion, the Delta Force had landed at multiple strategic points surrounding the complex where Maduro was hiding. Flash grenades were thrown, disorienting the guards and creating precious seconds for the operators' incursion. The resistance from the Presidential Guard was immediate, but not enough to stop the advance of the troops. The firepower from the helicopters provided constant cover, allowing the operators to advance with surgical precision. Inside Maduro's bunker, doors were breached with blowtorches and controlled explosives. Within seconds, the Delta Force operators were face to face with Maduro, who tried to enter a safe room but couldn't close the iron door in time. The dictator, shocked and confused, couldn't react. His wife, Celia Flores, was also detained as the operation did not allow for negotiation, and both were taken into custody. The extraction was carried out by helicopters specialized in urban missions, equipped with in-flight refueling systems, ensuring greater autonomy in case the mission lasted longer than initially planned. Within minutes, Maduro was already out of Venezuelan airspace, being transported to a floating base in the Caribbean, even passing through the Guantanamo naval base in Cuba. Thus, Delta Force had accomplished its mission with absolute efficiency. The operation succeeded because intelligence and military actions were integrated. Without the data provided and generated by the CIA and Mossad, Delta Force would not have had the necessary information to act with such precision. Delta Force, officially known as Special Forces Operational Detachment Delta, has been present in some of the most delicate operations in the history of the United States military. Created in the 1970s, its operations include missions in the Middle East, such as Operation Eagle Claw in Iran, actions in Iraq and Afghanistan, as well as secret operations in various countries against terrorist groups. Always involved in high-risk scenarios, the unit has become a global reference in counter-terrorism missions and the capture of strategic targets. Delta Force training is considered one of the most rigorous in the world. Operators face intense physical and psychological tests, including realistic simulations of urban combat, infiltration in hostile areas, and survival in tough conditions. The identities of the members are kept absolutely confidential, ensuring that their families and personal lives are not exposed. This privacy is essential to preserve the safety of the operators and the effectiveness of the missions. In terms of equipment, Delta Force uses state-of-the-art weapons and technologies adapted for each type of operation. Sniper rifles, light machine guns, customized pistols, and night vision devices are part of the arsenal. In addition, they have specialized helicopters and encrypted communication systems. Their main missions include carrying out counter-terrorism operations, conducting hostage rescues, performing field reconnaissance, and seeking to capture or neutralize high-value targets, always with speed and surgical precision. While some Brazilians, in the comfort of their homes, criticize the capture of the dictator, the reality experienced inside Venezuela is completely different. Millions of citizens see this event as the first concrete step toward dignity, the possibility of having food on the table, and rebuilding their lives. The popular celebration marks not just the fall of an authoritarian leader, but also opening a path for the country to prosper and live in peace.
Dictators belong in prison. People must realize we need fewer, not more dictators.
The fact that it was an intervention against international law, we have.
But how would that work? Would you intervene under international law? Who would go? Who would arrest the dictator? We need to stop this empty talk. It doesn't work. What international law applies when a dictator kills people in his own capital and arrests people for doing their jobs? We need to see things as they are.
Today, a serious precedent appears to be set.
The serious precedent is journalists not understanding that when a dictator undermines your work, the work of journalism. You defend dictators instead of freedom. Impressive. You question me about international law like this? How could international law remove Kim Jong-un from North Korea or Nicolas Maduro from power? I write from Caracas with carnations and a microphone. They stay over there, let's be honest, listen. Drug dealers, thieves, and murderers understand only one thing: being put in jail. I remind you that Portugal did not recognize the 2024 elections in Venezuela, so Nicolas Maduro is not even considered the head of state by Portugal.
Here on Life in the Barracks, you stay up to date with everything happening in the military world. Leave your like, subscribe, and watch one of the videos that's appearing on your screen. Forward, soldiers, until next time.